Welcome to Module 11 of the BDAP 101, where we will be discussing application submission. As we reviewed in a previous module, at the time of initial enrollment, the BDAP application must have proof of diagnosis, comment box filled in the core section, the residency and household income verification, the BDAP enrollment agreement, copies of insurance cards if applicable, and the social security number so NUCARA can troop for other coverage. At the time of annual renewal, an application must have the comment box filled in the core section, residency and household income verification, copies of insurance cards if applicable, and a viral load drawn within the last 12 months. Please reference back the module on labs and confirmation of diagnosis. Again, as a reminder, document checklists have been developed at the bottom of each application in REMI to provide you guidance on which items must be attached to the application in order for BDAP to process the application. Each application should feature a document checklist to reference, and each item that is required must be attached to the application. We will not search for documents in the client's profile. They must be attached to the application. So the comment box of the core section, you've heard me mention this a few times, but think of the comment box of the core section as a case note or your justification about why a client needs BDAP. This is the area where you can explain a client's need for BDAP and their current situation. The comment box must be filled in for every type of application, and we encourage you to always include things like household size, the source of a client's income or lack thereof, the source of their insurance coverage or lack thereof, and any special circumstances. Does the client have to fill at another pharmacy? Is the client nearly out of meds? Does this client struggle with adherence? Does this client face any immigration challenges? Is the client pending any insurance changes? Are you requesting a payment request? Is the client overdue for labs? And if so, when is the client's next scheduled visit? You may choose to write the comment box of the core section in a narrative format. The more detailed, the better, but we do not expect a novel. The above is an example of a completely acceptable comment box. Client is a single male, one-person household. He has income from SSDI. He has Medicare A, B, and D with a WellCare plan, and he's requesting continual assistance for premiums for Part D, as well as copays and coinsurance for all of his medications. Some people prefer to use bullet points or abbreviations, like in this example. As long as we're able to tell what you are saying, it's completely fine to submit an application this way. Household size 2. Income source, client and client spouses are both employed full-time. Type of insurance, ESI with well-marked blue. Med adherence, takes his meds. No immigration concerns or concerns with mental health or substance use. Client has a reliable vehicle for transportation, and client is requesting insurance assistance and assistance with his medications. For self-employed clients, you'll want to make a note and explain their proof of income. So in this example here, the client's requesting insurance assistance. He's a household size of 1. He's self-employed, has an FPL of 329%, and he provided his most recent month's ledger for proof of income. The client is on ASI through the BDAP, and the client cannot afford the cost of his ESI, well, because he would be purchasing it himself, and requires ASI to afford his specialty medications. He was not experiencing any transportation, mental health, HIV, or immigration barriers at the time of application submission. Case managers may submit a BDAP renewal at any time. The due date will reset for 12 months after the time of approval. Here's a couple of examples. Let's say a client has an annual BDAP due in December. However, the client comes in to meet with their case manager in October and provides proof of income for a rent request. Rather than waiting until December, the case manager can submit the BDAP renewal early and in October. So the client's new due date will be October of 2025. A client's BDAP renewal is due in May, but the case manager has a lot of other renewals due in May. The case manager has to meet with the client in November for their 6-month check-in and submits their annual BDAP renewal and supporting documents at that time. The client's new due date would then move to November.